bada bing, bada boom, we've got a mounted camera that can just sit there. I mean, obviously we could tripod mount it, but this looks like traffic. And if you've got to do your dancing, you're doing your work.
A little bit right here, it's not so much.
Okay, so we could.
It could come in this way.
We could go do a high tripod on your right, or we could mount something here to look straight down. You might consider both, honestly.
That idea I like. So how does it mount to here?
Screws. We just screw it down to the desk. No turn. We can use adhesive. We can use a suction cup. But I
I'll bring that suction
I would
cup.
just screw them.
That might be too porous. Might work.
It's smooth enough. It's like a Formica laminate.
Yeah. Because that's a great location for
I think it is. I think it's a great spot for it. Let me just spin our camera.
And I wonder if I can plug it into the computer to monitor, use this as a monitor?
I wouldn't even put in a monitor. I wouldn't worry about it. I just turn the damn thing on.
Okay.
Somebody's going to be going, oh my God, that's horrible camera work. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am not a cameraman. Put that up there where you think it's going to go, Steve.
Oh yeah, good. Does this.
Right, so yes, okay, so you can flip that thing around.
So I can see what's happening.
Just set it up here so I can show the boys and girls back home. So we'll just mount it there. And then we essentially, we can just watch your hands do your work. And there's just one change we got to make. You got to start to narrate your work.
Right.
This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And you're good. All right, I'm putting this thing back where it was.
Yeah, because I do things differently than a lot of people do, and they're funny. My best friend, I told him, I said, you need to do this way I do this, and I use this silicone. Like this is my phone holder, but silicone, ever since this stuff came into being, my life was so much easier.
I think I've been on a camera for most of this. Not necessarily that you need to see me, because I talk a better game than I look, I think.
It was back in the 70s, and I figured out ways to do things differently using the silicone. And all my friends always said, oh, but that silicone's expensive. And I said, no, it's not that expensive.
Your time is expensive.
That's what I'm talking about. So your time's expensive. And they're going, yeah, but that stuff costs $100 and something for like this tub. That tub costs $100 and something bucks. And I said, I figured it out, and every case I do, even the bigger ones that take more of it than this, could cost me between $2.50 and $4.
Okay.
And they
so
saved
it's
me.
$4.
They saved me half an hour's time making the product.
Right.
Hello.
Which right there is $150 or whatever.
Yeah. So where's the expense? You know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, I could do probably 10 minutes on the benefits of silicone in our business.
And Elena is my wife for what it's worth, was trying to cut costs about 18 months ago. And what she did is she said, quit advertising your computer business. Because I spend, I don't know, $2 something a month on advertising. I said, okay, take it out of the paper.
Yeah. And you've been so successful for so long, a lot of people know you.
Well, I'm still getting business, but I'm not getting any new business. I'm getting referrals, but I'm not getting the kind of solid trickle of new business that I was getting before. So she has saved $138 a month on the ad and cost herself $2,200 a month in me working for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's some false economy.
Cut off the nose to spite the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do have to be careful. I'm a big believer in advertising. And in my business, it's kind of moot though, because my only customers are dentists.
Right.
So I have an ad in the local dental society newsletter. I have a couple of them in that.
Well,
and that's it.
You pretty much have as much work as you can do physically.
I'm turning it away now.
Yeah.
I'm saying no more. I don't want any more work.
So I don't want any more work either. I just need more work, or we're going to starve. You know how that works. Let me back all the way back out of here. Wide-ranging conversation. Short term, what we're doing. defining the partnerships. So next time we meet, I want you to have a name for what we're doing,
Okay.
and I want you to have written down what you think our partnership agreement is. And I will do exactly the same thing, and we'll sit down and compare and contrast. The names we're probably going to end up brainstorming to figure out what we're doing. But I think that if we both sit down and write down what we think our partnership is, then a couple things will happen. I think one is that we'll be able to kind of compare what each one of us thinks the complexity of what we're doing is. We'll also kind of be able to see, and we discussed it certainly in passing, how we think it should be, how we think it should be allocated and laid out. And I think if nothing else, it'll be an interesting thing.
Yeah.
So this is one copy each. And I gotta say who's doing what, because I won't do it if somebody doesn't expect me to hand it to them. Right? I get tired, or the kids harass me, or this or that, or
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. I do good with an assignment and a deadline or something, but I also tend to go off track. You probably noticed that.
well,
I'll go, I'll be working on this thing. Oh, that reminds me.
yeah. No, that looks right.
Yeah. Oh, hey, how about this? I'm gonna bring this up.
And the thought occurs to me, hang on a minute. I'm worried I'm not in the frame, right? Let me pull the frame a little further back, sir, and see what kind of difference that makes. I think that makes a difference. It's probably going to, well, now I'm bringing it back. What in the hell is he doing? The microphone on this thing is so chintzy. I just think we're better off. What I was going to do is I was going to take that ball mount and screw it to a microphone and just clip it onto the side of this, one of these tripods, and put a shotgun mic on it right here. But I mean, I've got nothing against a wireless mic.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need to mount it on the tripod anyway, but that's okay.
So does the wireless mic then have a receiver that plugs into
It
that?
has to. Physically, it has to.
Right.
It has to happen.
Right. That's what I picture.
Um,
I'm gonna digest that article I have. I'll send that to you right in a second.
Yellow pads. Let's get some yellow pads.
Yes.
Get some yellow pads. I need some anyway, so.
Hey, I'm going to Costco. I'll get them at Costco.
Would you get kind of the little yellow pads?
If they have.
If they have
I
them.
like the little ones.
And I'll go ahead and buy half of them for you.
Yeah. If they have, if you want me to get the big ones,
If they
all
don't have them,
them.
get the big ones. Yeah, because we need something that's doable. And I probably have some at home, but what I have at home and what I can find. Name and partnership agreement. Oh, and I got to tell you flat out, Elena pretty much has veto power on what I do. She doesn't necessarily have a vote, depending on how it goes, but she certainly has a veto. When she's not shy about exercising. So it's possible that I will sit down and tell you, next weekend we'll do a 26-hour marathon of XYZ,
Right.
and I might well have to call back and say, my wife won't let me.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm good with that.
Because
I have, Tina will hardly ever veto anything, but she may come up and go, oh, don't you remember we were going to do this? No, I'll go,
oh yeah, then we're doing it.
that kind of thing. But she will rarely say, I'd rather you didn't do that today or something.
Well, Lena might not come right out and tell me how she wants it done, but if she decides that I'm going to be unhappy about a decision that I made, I'm going to be unhappy about a decision I made. And I'm going to continue to be unhappy until I change the decision. Sometimes I just look and say, what did I do? Let's do this.
This works. I did chart it out.
I got one more for you.
Mhm.
Take us some film on your camera and let's compare it and contrast it with film we take on this camera and see if there's enough of a quality difference that we need to change
We
it.
want to set this on there now and yak for a few minutes more? Or?
No, let's do it the other way. Let's set up the other tripod and set that one up on the other tripod. Maybe over here in this corner. I don't think we need the 2-angle shot for what we're doing in all truth, but I'd rather have at least continuous, not the word I'm looking for, but we've started filming with this one.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to use that film. Let's just make it work.
How do I zoom in and out? I gotta-
On the top, there should be a
Oh, yeah.
there should be a finger trigger on the top.
Yes. So that's as wide as it goes. Okay. Says I have 80 minutes worth of time.
Cool. Screw that onto the bottom of it. It's got a little thing to level it, Steve.
Oh, yeah, mine does too. The thing mine has that I like the best is it has a pistol grip. So at any time, all you do is grab the pistol and you can turn it any angle you want to turn it without squint and loosen it.
Right, without moving stuff around.
Yeah.
Let me just loosen that up a little bit. Of course, it's got a level here, right?
Yes.
But the head above it rotates it, the swivels. So just because the pod itself is level does not mean that anything else. Although I guess it's got indicators on it. Never mind. I bought this tripod for my mother for her beta camp.
Oh.
Tells you how old this piece of equipment is.
What is it?
Screw that, what you do with the camera?
Oh, here. Oh, yeah.
So that one.
Yeah, I can zoom and everything.
Well, that's nice, because I haven't yet managed to make myself undo it. Okay, so I think that one takes a wider shot. Let me hit the
Good.
record button. Oops, swivel that. So we're doing record now, we're getting it. I think the other one takes a wider shot, which is fine, especially if we're gonna kind of semi-permanently use this thing and as a hand camera for your hands,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I don't think that we can move this camera far enough back that we could do what we wanted to do. But it doesn't, yeah, but that doesn't make any difference. I think
Yeah,
we should
that's
just-
on the wide.
Let's pick a face. Let's use your face. You're so much prettier than mine.
Zoom in close on the face.
Isn't he pretty, ladies and gentlemen? The lovely thing about this man is when I first met him, he wanted to come over and play with the kittens.
Yeah.
And he was bigger at the time. We thought, geez, this big bald convict dude wants to come over and play with the kittens.
Yeah, love kittens.
He liked kittens.
And you know what today is? It's World Cat Day today.
I cannot believe that somebody did not tell me that at home.
It's World Cat Day. I saw it on CNN.
Excellent. It's good to know.
Yeah, they showed some cat thing. I'll show you. There's pictures of your kids. Here's what my boy does when I get home from work and get in the recliner.
There you go. Nice to have a cat on your lap.
Yeah, he gets there and lays out in this man. Thanks for coming home, Dad.
We've got one cat that's unfortunately getting old and not doing too well. So I'm looking forward to some serious grieving.
Yeah. I hate that.
Both from me and from Lena. But
Yeah.
I tell you, it's the price of love. Either you die or they die. And when that happens, you pay the price.
Yeah.
And
That's it. Yeah. It's a tough fact of life.
And the only way out of it is don't love anybody or anything. And if
Yeah,
you don't, then you
that's-
don't have to pay the price.
Yeah, then life sucks.
Well, yes, and then you're miserable anyway.
Yeah.
Sites and venues. I will do the account creation. I would assume,
Yeah.
just because that's sort of the sort of shit that I do. I think we should both have 2 suggestions for venues. You want to go with 2? You want to go with 4? I mean, I think if we're going to get down to the point that we're making accounts, let's do it this way.
Well, I want to research and find out how many there are. I mean, you know, I don't know.
Let me re- let me-
Twitter is a venue, right?
Twitter is a venue, but it's going to be primarily a text venue.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Right.
All right, let me rephrase the question here. How many venues are there that you can find that you like? And of those, what are your top 6?
I'm writing
We-
down.
We both do it, and then we compare and contrast lists, and we see where our lists overlap.
Right.
And if they don't overlap at all, then we need to know why. So, how many can you find? And what's the prize for finding more?
Right. Yeah, I wrote, right, come up with as many venues as possible, list the top 10 and give them ratings.
Okay, that works for me.
That
Absolutely.
way we can see, we can find. Let me see if I can find that. I want to see.
You know what? Unless we're going to do it now, just forward it to me. Just send me that graph.
Oh, okay, I was just going to look up the story they did on the VidCon.
You know, and in my free time, which is like after 10, when dude goes to sleep, I will look at this. All right, so that's done. I got to figure out what kind of nomenclature I'm doing, even for my notes. The schedule is done. We're going to reconvene at my house, is my assumption?
Yeah, on the 15th,
On the 15th,
10 to
At
3,
10.
10 to 3.
and then 22nd at
22nd.
9:30, and then the 29th at 10. And that takes us a month out. And then if my owner, if my beloved has any problems with the schedule, I will come back to you.
Yeah.
And these are Fridays. Fridays are better for me because there's no karate or anything.
Yeah, and then the first week in September should be good too. It's the second week that I'm tied up. But that's it.
Right, but honestly, if this begins to work, I think 2 things will happen. One is it will become more of a priority because it's working. We've got something going here. And the other is we'll begin to work around things that can't be changed. I mean, right now, in truth, if this was a 4:30 appointment on a Saturday, I could make it, but I wouldn't want to.
Yeah. All right.
But if we've got something that's almost built and we've got it working and we need to deal,
We need another hour on it.
then I'm going to do it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for film or profession, you need. All right. You need $8 with a ram mount with a screw on the bottom. You need $14 worth of an arm. Do you want a longer arm?
Yeah. So where do I get this?
I'm going to order it from Amazon and bring it with me.
Oh,
I've got free
oh.
shipping and
Okay.
I get 2% back.
Wow, how'd you do that? I get free shipping, but I don't.
American Express. It's
Oh.
not, yeah. And then you're going to need one of the mounts that screws down, which I already have, which I'll bring. So I will contact you this week before Wednesday and make an appointment to come in and screw that thing down to your desk and set it up.
It should still clear even if I pull this down.
It will clear.
Yeah.
It will clear.
Yeah.
Or we're going to shift it.
Because or it can lean over. It can lean this way.
Right. It can also shift a few degrees to one side.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't have to be dead center, although I'd probably go off to the right so that we're looking down this way
At the
into
leg.
your totals rather than across it.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll make it.
contact Steve and do mounting. And then going back to our schedule, for the 22nd, I'd like at least 2 unedited videos. Not trying to do the editing yet. But if I come in this week and do the mounts for you, I think by our second meeting, which is 2 weeks away, we should both be able to come up with, let's go with professional, 2 unedited professional videos
Okay.
of what we've done. And I think I'm going to need shotgun mic because, without the boom, shotgun mic I think is the terminology. Because for my clients, I'm just going to have to be able to walk in with that tripod and set it up and be done with it, and not dick around with it anymore. Because I can't hang mics on my little ladies. Some of them, but so we want 2 videos, 2 pro videos by the 22nd. And if we get traction with them, we buy a better camera. I mean, you know, like anything else.
Yeah.
And that can be part of the videos that we watch as we lounge on the couch and drink tequila and eat French fries. All right, so that's a to-do. So the first time Lina came to visit me, I came out and I looked at my desk, and I said, "Where's that piece of paper that kind of looked like, you know, a weird square with a corner torn off with a thumb?" She ripped it up and thrown it away. So now, when I leave John's on my desk, she leaves it alone.
That's good. Yeah, well, I'm going to take these and write them on a real piece of paper.
That's a to-do. I'm assuming that at this point I'm buying the bulk of the expensive equipment, so I'm going to buy some clip-on mics once I look at your research.
Okay.
Because I returned that other one, and I can make a solid argument for maybe I already spent the money. I just got the wrong thing. Do we want to duplicate research on some of this stuff, Steve? So for things like the Patron account, do we both want to do that and compare and contrast?
I don't know what a Patron account is. Hey. Okay. No, I did talk to him and shit, I forgot about getting together because I do want to get together with him myself. You want me to call him? I can call him now and see what he's up to. Because I got some things I want to talk to him about. When are you available? How about today? Yeah. Oh, you're at work. No, you're at work. Okay, let me give him a call and see if he can do something tomorrow. Yeah, will do. Okay, thanks. Bye. Steve, you don't write a note.
Yeah, it's what notes are for. All right, so
Let's see. Some of this is video software which you don't have to worry about.
So when you're looking at Kickstarted, We're talking about 2 weeks out to come back with something on Kickstarter and crowdsourcing? Question mark.
Well, I'll try and do it fairly soon. I don't want to put it off, but
Okay, so
2
what-
weeks to get probably.
Well, let's do it the other way. Let's have a preliminary report in a week.
Okay.
And I say that, look at Patron, spelled like the tequila, you should be able to figure that out.
Yeah.
At the same time, because in my mind at least, Patron is a natural offshoot of Kickstarter. Kickstarter is a one-time shot of money for a creative endeavor of some sort, whereas Patron is a monthly contribution for a creative endeavor of some sort. Right? So if somebody's doing something that progresses over time, you're giving them $8 a month. Whereas if somebody's just going to make you a gee whiz, who was it? Then you give them $20 a day.
Okay.
Is the difference to me. And I'm thinking of that because I think that as we presumptively build these bodies of a product of knowledge, basically is what it is, then that's a good way to start getting some incentive to keep doing the work. Because if we can't make any money at this, and it's not a whole lot of fun with naked girls,
Yeah.
it's going to go away. We're not going to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all about the Benjamins.
Hey, and how about this? With this whole new thing that's going on now, should I just give it up and do the last pass thing, or what? Because I got so many goddamn emails. That's why
Right, so-
I've got these two together. This is the book that has all my passwords, and I got to convert it and put them in this.
Okay, Steve, can I give you my password lecture?
Okay.
I'm taking the camera for this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm taking the camera for the password lecture, ladies and gentlemen.
This is important shit, so pay attention.
Passwords are important shit. And if you double up your passwords, if you have the same password for your email account and your Facebook and something else, and somebody gets a hold of your email password, then they go check it on your Facebook. They check it on any site they can think of that uses your email address as a primary logon identifier, and then they try your password. So one of my clients lost his email password. They took his email, they wiped it, they wiped his contact list. They asked all his friends to send him money. A couple of them did. Then they got into his Facebook, they wiped his Facebook account and changed it around. And they got on 2 or 3 other accounts and wiped it. So it begins at a certain point to snowball and you're truly screwed. What I came up with, which is what I came up with, and I may have stolen it from somebody in truth, is we start with a password stem. And we choose whatever that is. So let's say my password stem is Margot, 1935. All right. So I then need a modifier that's based on a website. So let's say that website is Amazon. And the modifier I've chosen is the number of letters in the website name. Amazon is 6. So I'm going to go with 6, Margot, 1935, and I'm going to add a $sign on the end of it, which is part of my stem. Right? Then if I go to Baen.com, B-A-E-N, which is science fiction, if you like it, it's a good site. That's 4, so I would go with 4, Margot, 1935 $. So just by looking at the website, I can tell you what the password is for it. At the same time, I'm using unique passwords for every website. All right. Having said that, your email password and any password that directly accesses cash, a bank account, a stock account, a trading account, any of that stuff, should be a unique, extremely complicated password, and it should be written down physically on a piece of paper by hand and put in the desk drawer of the safe. What you don't do is you don't put it in a Word DOC file on your computer and name it passwords, because then if somebody gets access, that's the first thing you look for, is that password file.
So usernames, is another. They hack usernames and passwords.
Because you need the username and the password to access the account. Now, if you want to do another layer of complexity to it, you do a username stem, right?
I do Toothmaster is one I like.
Right, but now
And then I alter it.
Now you've got to modify it based on the website. So I would do Toothmaster, and I put the first letter of the website before it and the last letter of the website after it. So Amazon is going to be A, Toothmaster, M, and maybe one of them's cap. Again, you decide. And then the password is going to be AMAGON 6, Margot, 1935, $. And I can tell by looking at the website what the password has to be.
And you're not concerned that it's always the Margot thing.
No, but the reason I'm using the Margot thing in the middle of that is that if I have a stem with a known change in progression, then I can figure out what a website has to be for the password. I don't have to have them all written down. I don't have to have them all listed.
Right.
Now, having said that, if you're serious about it, you don't use Margot 1935 as the website, as the stem. You use Fearless. All right, let me write it down. Fearless. Okay. And then we go into leap speed. So the F is still an F, the E is a hash mark, the A is still an A, the R is a 4, the LE is the same, and the two S's are $signs. Right? So I can remember what it is because I know what Fearless is. And that changes to an F, hash mark, A, 4, LE, $sign, and then I modify it based on the website. Right? So any complexity helps. All right. Here's where you tell me to fuck off. All of these login passwords that they had in Russia just recently, 2.8 billion of them or something like that, were harvested from websites with shitty encryption. So when you sign on to, I'm not going to use a name because somebody's going to scream at me for it, but when you sign on to Bob's or Hallmark.com or Bob's website, if they have shitty security and somebody hacks them, they've got your password. All right. If at that point you've used the same password log-on identification for everything, you're screwed. They've got access to everything you have. If you didn't, all you've done is lost that site. So if you use a stem that changes, at least you're limiting your exposure. Now, it's possible that these people have hacked 4 websites and they've gotten enough information to figure out what your change algorithm is. But it's bloody unlikely. Both because they'd have to hack 4 sites that you log into. And at the same time, these people had 1.2 billion combinations. That's so much data to deal with that it's really hard to analyze. So I wouldn't, right? You're pretty safe. Now, should you change your passwords every 6 months, every 3 months? Yeah. But
Especially bank ones.
if all you do is keep a list of the websites you're at and you know that you registered with, and you know what your password change is, then you can sit down every 6 months and just change it. Take them off the list. Boom, 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 boom.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through this. I go through this. This is what I've had since I opened, basically. So I go page by page and find the ones, and some of them I go, I haven't changed that in 10 years.
Right, but if you
Yeah.
if you do it every 6 months.